Hello everybody, I know it's been a long time since I've had a video. It's been about 4 months. I've been really busy practicing for concerts. As you may know, I'm a musician. Going to Russia, Korea, and Taiwan next year, so things are getting pretty busy for me. But over the last 4 to 6 months, I've been trying to find strategies that really work in this market. This is a very politically driven market, and it's very unpredictable. And as you guys know, been known to use a lot of expert advisors, and I feel like I've been using that as a crutch. And if some of you don't know what expert advisors are, they're basically algorithms that trade the market for you. And I have over 100 of those, and I just got tired of trying to make them work in the longer term because right in the last since Trump took the presidency, it's been very tricky market to trade. And so I've been stepping away from expert advisors and looking more at manual trading and trying to control my emotions with that. And a lot of you may know, if some of you are still subscribers of my channel, that I've been pretty scared of my manual trading because I take unnecessary risks. And I'm going to prove to you now that I feel like I have a little bit more control over that. And recently, I traded a around an $8,000 account, grew it to 12,000, 81% profit. Yes, higher drawdown. It was the beginning of me kind of organizing and structuring my strategy into something that's very usable. This account was withdrawn 12,651. I moved around 10 of that, just over 10 to 11 of that into different investments and put the rest of it into this account here, which ended up, I put it $1,500 into this account, where it currently stands at 2,314 and is a live account, as you can see at the top. All right, so this is real trading, not a demo account. And this is account and what it looks like at the moment. So 53.87% profit. And it's had a very low drawdown, so 11.86%. And keep in mind that this is completely 100% manual trading and it's going very well. So let's show you some of the trades that I've taken just today. All right, 73 pips, 17, 77, 12. I'm going to show you those on the chart. Now, I hope to, I hope that you can follow along and I can teach you a few of the things that I've been working on, some techniques that can potentially help your trading. I'm also hoping to maybe include you in a different way uh, by maybe exploring trading on behalf of others again, or having a copy signal service again. I know that I did that in the past, around 6 or 8 months ago, and I did suffer some losses. And some of you were very respectful of taking those losses, but you were, aware of those risks involved as well. I was using an expert advisor at the time when that was happening, and it was during the tariffs that Trump was putting on Canada, and it was causing a lot of pressure on my expert advisor that traded the pound Canadian dollar. So it was very unusual, but those are the kind of things that we have to be kind of prepared for. That expert advisor is actually still working, but it needs to not have any mental or even any stop loss, which is a little bit scary um, to begin with. So that's one reason why I've been stepping away a little bit from expert advisors because they're just a little bit too unpredictable. All right, so what's going on now? And what about the future? So let's talk about these trades. You can see that I was able to pinpoint the top of the move, so these are sell trades moving down, and I was able to spot the bottom of the move with a buy trade pushing back up. Okay, and I took a few trades in between, which I'll explain. All right, so the candle, I'm looking for a specific candle, and it's this one right here that kind of showed me a lot of information. And this candle I'm going to talk about quite a bit. It doesn't always look the same. It's displayed in different ways, as you can see here. Here's the candle that I was looking at as my pretty much my entry candle. Um, and you can see that I also have a stop loss. I had the stop loss on every single trade. And for those of you that know my trading, I typically don't include any stop losses. They're either mental or no stop loss at all. But now, since I'm trading manual, I'm having a stop loss on every single trade. So those of you that always hated that about me should be happy that I'm now incorporating stop loss. All right, so stop loss, take profit. Ended up closing this one slightly early. Um, Actually, no, it was there was some. Um, I didn't close this one early. There was a high spread going on at the time, so I'm not sure if the order closed out a bit early or not. This one was based solely on the technical side of trading. So just what the candlesticks look like in this candle pattern that you see here. This one was based on fundamentals, only fundamentals. This one was based on technical. I saw the big move down. Was expecting a retracement or a pullback or even a reversal at that point. Didn't happen. So I took a loss on that trade, but it's okay. This one right here was a sell trade, was based only on fundamentals. These two down here were closed out at the same time. They were based on fundamentals. I came out with a small profit there. Um, but one of them, this one down here, was actually a loss. That one was a loss and closed out here. It just didn't work out for me. Entered again on the fundamental side of trading right here, and that one worked out and closed out for me within the hour. So you can see that candle there. Let me just zoom in just a little bit so you can see this better. Okay, so this candle, so this trade entered and exited here. And this one, based on fundamentals again, was not the best trade. I don't think this was the best trade that I've taken because, again, pushed down quite a bit, was bound for some kind of a pullback, and it happened. So I ended up taking a loss, and that's fine. I entered again. This one was a 1.69 entry, so right around the whole number. So there was some resistance that I was seeing up in this area, and this candle right here kind of indicated that to me, followed by this one right after it. So not a huge uh, selling point here, but I did take lower risk on the actual position itself. Did have a stop loss. So this one was based on technical and a little bit the fundamental, probably slightly more fundamental than technical in this particular order. But it ended up working out for me very well. So this candle was my entry candle. It kind of showed me that there is a potential bounce. So the move down, smaller candles happening in here, followed by a big reversal engulfing candle that has a wick on the downside. So it moved down the wick and it pulled back up, shot up, pulled back down a little bit. But this kind of candle shows me that there are buyers entering the market or sellers, exiting. So a big combination there, indicating that there is potential for a bounce or even a full-fledged reversal there. And this was before uh, Theresa May's vote is going on. That is supposed to happen today at about 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I think. So we still have quite a few hours before that actually happens. But I took this trade knowing that that was happening. But this kind of candle showed me that the technical side was enough for me to take that position. The fundamentals, yes, are important, and with this big vote going on, a lot of people might have stayed out of this position, but this candle was too powerful for me. And then what started happening is the fundamentals started coming in and helping my position move into profit as well. So that's kind of how that trade worked out. So I also took not just trading on the pound CAD right now. I'm also trading on other pairs. So let's take, for example, the one I just recently took that just closed out in the last hour. So this one was done on the USD Japanese yen. Push up, looking for potential reversal candles. And this one not good enough. This one right here wasn't good enough here. Now this one though, that shows me a bit more information. New high, broke the previous high of here. Nice wick on the candle, nice reversal, and a nice indication for a good support level up, a resistance level up here, and a deny of the continued push back up. Okay. Now this candle, it wasn't the best, position when it came to pip amount. My stop loss was only 14 pips. My take profit was only about the same, 14 pips, and that's usually a rule of mine, is that my stop loss and take profit will be the same. So it's a 1-to-1 risk ratio. Um, and it worked out very well. I entered late, so you're probably wondering, well, when you're talking about this candle here, why did you enter all the way back here? Or, so many hours later. Well, there was a bit of a push back up and then a push back down, and I thought that, oh, okay, well, I'm getting a shot at this to do a late entry, and it worked out very well and it closed out. So because of this trade being where it was, not a big pip amount with only 14 pips stop loss and 14 pips to take profit, I didn't enter heavy on the risk. Now the risk profile that I'm trading with is based on how good I think the trade looks. How good do I think it looks? Is it a really big reversal candle like the one we saw here on the pound Canadian dollar? Now that is a much better trade, and I'm going to take higher risk, and I did take higher risk in that trade, and it worked out for me very well. But when there are trades that are I'm not as sure about, like this one, this one, all these ones in between that were based mostly on fundamental, then I'm not going to take high risk. But ones that I'm really sure about, like this one down here, this one up here, this one on the US dollar, Canadian dollar was also decent, but I didn't take a higher risk on that one because, well, it was only about 25 pips. This was a medium risk type of profile on this trade, and it worked out for me as well. But you can see that I was able to spot the peak of this move. So up here, entered right after this reversal candle that you can see here. Right there, that was basically kind of my trigger candle, and entered on the next one, and it pretty much shot down, right? Now, a lot of you guys are probably wondering, why don't you extend your your profits? Why are you closing out right here? Because we never know how far it's going to extend. That's the problem here, is that people try to hold on to their trades too long, or they close them out too short. And I've always noticed that I like to keep my risk profile at least 1-to-1 when manual trading. And here, if my risk stop loss is 25 pips, I'm just going to make it 25 pips for the take profit and stay at that. I found that that typically works out pretty well with this type of trading on reversal points. Now, this could be a full-fledged reversal and it continues down, but I have no idea that if that's going to happen or not. I'm going to just take the more sure bet by having a set take profit on this potential trade. Now, is it always going to stay like that? I don't know. I could change it, and it depends on the market. Okay, so there are a lot of different things that I can do here, and this is another potential trade that I could be looking at right now. This candle right here is a really good reversal candle. I don't really like where it's at because there's the resistance here, there's one right here, and potentially one right here. But I would like this to extend a little bit higher and either touch this same area or even surpass that really high, highest high here, and then shoot down and give me a reversal candle. So not the most ideal. If I decided to actually take this trade, I would do much lower risk. Um, but these are the kind of setups that I'm looking for in manual trading. So what about risk though? So a lot of you guys thinking, oh, you're going to over risk your account. You're going to do what you did before by putting trades that are too high. You're going to blow your account. I have three different risk levels. So my account's for $1,000. So if I'm trading $1,000 account, right? Then my risk profile is going to be one of three different levels. Low risk, which is going to be 0.1. Medium risk, which is going to be 0.2. And high risk, which is going to be, or higher risk, 0.04. Or 0.04. And so these are going to be based on how good I think that trade setup is. Do I think it's the best A plus setup? Then I'm going to pick 0.4. Do I think it's a medium? Like I think there's good potential for the trade to go into my favor. I'm going to pick the medium risk profile. And if it's the low, if I think that this is a decent trade, it's worth taking, but I'm not going to take a high risk on it, I'm going to do 0.1. So that's the profile that I'm looking at for every $1,000 on the account. And typically that will give me pretty good gains if I pick pick the right trades. If I'm stick to my rule base that you see here, and it should give me anywhere from uh, 10 to maybe even upwards of 20% per month. And it's even done much better for me just this month with 53.87% in gains. Okay, so that's where I'm going to end this video today. Just kind of show you where I'm going with my trading, what I've been doing, and I hope to maybe include you. My mic likes to shut off. Hope to maybe try this whole um, copying service or trading on behalf of others again at some point in the next 1 to 2 months. I'm starting my channel up again to give you uh, just a preview of how I'm trading now, and so you can follow along with me to see if it's something that you can learn from, or if you want to try a trade copier service with me in the next 1 to 2 months. That's something that I can talk about. But I'm only going to do it if I'm getting requests from people to do that. If they are wanting me to start that up again, um, if they are willing to take that risk. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Hope to see you in the next 1 to 2 days for another update.